With Gina.
The news with Gina Grad.
Oh, Max Zapata. We'll put the picture of the shirt up on the website as well. But the shirt that somebody sent me that Kaylin was holding up was a picture of me looking very stoic in my fire suit, and then my
that's that great picture from England?
Yeah, my 935, and this picture of Newman. And then there's a Paul Newman Datsun 280ZX Championship, C Production Championship car below it. Paul Newman won 4 national championships. I own 3 of his national championship cars, and I also own 10 Paul Newman race cars. There is a 4th championship car. It is a 1979 280ZX, which won in C Production in 1979. I do not own that car.
It's so close to you in that T-shirt.
I not only
you can reach out and touch it.
Not only do I not own that car is owned by an insane man who lives on the East Coast who trolls good Matt D'Andrea, who writes him, Corolla wants that car, $7 million. I need it today. Otherwise, it's going to Brunei. It's getting on a C-130, and it's being shipped off. And Matt's like, that's an insane price. We're never. Then he calls Matt a douchebag, and then he comes back 2 years later. He's like, $5 million. That's my price. Lock it off, or get the fuck out of town. And Matt's like, that's too much. We have an interest in the car. We can't. It's going to China tonight. Tonight, it's going to China, and it's true that there are 4 championship cars. It is true that I own 3 of those cars, but it's also true that the person who owns the 4th car is verbally abusive and insane and trolls Matt on Twitter. If you find some of those tweets, Max, you don't have to find it in real time, but it's like insane. His numbers are way, way, way off, and each time there's a threat of it loading up and going to a foreign land and never being here, and that is the car that they chose to put underneath my smiling face.
Maybe that's who sent you the shirt.
So I appreciate where their heart was at, but
Number 4.
boy, did they pick the wrong car for me. Sorry.
Good job, Kaylin.
All right.
Yeah, good job, Kaylin.
So CNN reports that former Baywatch actress Pamela Anderson met Julian Assange at the high-security prison in London he's staying in on Tuesday in his first social visit since he was hauled off out of London's Ecuadorian embassy and arrested in April. On Tuesday, Anderson was accompanied by the WikiLeaks editor-in-chief, who said the pair were quite emotional following the visit. So apparently there's speculation that they've struck up a little bit of a relationship in the last 7-year stint at the embassy. Here is a clip from Anderson's small little press conference.
Obviously, it's been very difficult to see Julian here, and to make our way through the prison to get to him was quite shocking and difficult. He does not deserve to be in a supermax prison. He has never committed a violent act. He's an innocent person. He hasn't access to a library, computer, any information. He's really cut off from everybody. He hasn't been able to speak to his children. And, public support is very important. Fundraising is very important.
Jesus. Now, she's going to fucking spring Julian Assange, and Kim Kardashian's going to free every black person who's jailed. What happened to just 17. Shaking your ass a little bit? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The good old days.
The good old days. Hit the bikini, hit the beach. You know what I mean?
No, listen
just relax over here.
Listen to you advocate.
But who would you rather listen to, Mark Garrigus or Pamela Anderson?
I want Garrigus' voice coming out of Pamela Anderson.
That's what I want.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what everyone wants.
All the information.
Right.
That's right. I want to have sex with Garrigus.
Right.
And I want to listen to Pam Anderson.
Okay. So Wendy Williams' estranged husband doesn't want to walk away from their marriage just yet. He wants to walk away with some cash. According to TMZ, Kevin Hunter has filed his response to Wendy's divorce petition and has requested spousal support as well as child support for their 18-year-old son. And if that isn't enough, he'd like Wendy to pay for his college expenses. Kevin may need the money after losing his gig as executive producer on Wendy's talk show. She filed for divorce last month after Kevin allegedly fathered a child with his alleged mistress.
Hmm.
And I remember if we talked about this or not, but there was also some rumblings that he had been poisoning her. There was this wellness check done. The cops showed up at their house. He refused to let them talk to Wendy, who was laid up in bed without him in the room. She was very shaken by it. She kept saying, no, I don't know what you're talking about, but they were really pressing her. Like, this seems like a very weird situation.
Yeah, she's a troubled person, I would say, after what small interactions I've had with her, screaming at me on the internet for wearing jeans and a long sleeve shirt on her show. So there's obviously something going on with her mentally, chemically, whatever. I would hope that the lesson you guys all learn from all this stuff is, I don't know, maybe in a weird way we're not supposed to have as much as we have as often as we have it. Maybe simple life, Dawson going to the all-night burrito stand and buying a baker's dozen of burritos and eating them over the course of weeks and months. Maybe those
That's how we're destined
Maybe they
to
got to
live.
figure it out.
kinds of lives.
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I used to have, I'd have big thoughts about getting a camper shell for my truck. That was a whole month.
Pie
You know
in
what
the
I mean?
sky.
Like, what do those camper shells cost? I should get a steno pad and write down different models. And then I'm not going to buy a used one. I'll get one off the recycler.
Yeah.
What kind of guy has one of those? Am I that kind of guy?
I got to call early and make sure on Thursday when it comes out, see if that camper shell's still for sale. Guy says he wants $750 for it.
Or it's going to China.
Brunei.
It's going overseas.
Smells. You just called Matt DeAndre a douchebag. I'm like, those were thoughts that just consume my whole day, and then it's like, maybe I'll go to Henry's Tacos for lunch.
Ooh,
Do I have the money for
we're
that?
rich for your blood.
And those were my thoughts all day. It wasn't 15,000 thoughts simultaneously. It was just thoughts like that. And one could argue it's a simpler, easier kind of place to be. It's certainly a quieter place to be.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about people going, well, you got to go to the ocean every once in a while. You got to just sit in the sand and stare at the ocean and go, okay, that's a quieter place. Well, if you have 25,000 things going at once and you're consumed with getting the fourth car in Newman's 4-car championship series, then it's going to be a little louder where you're at.
So
You know
think
what I mean?
we're getting more than we can handle faster than we can handle it?
Judging from Alyssa Milano's approach, her half-empty glass to rape, or maybe it's full. I got to think about how that math works. But either way, guessing, and all the people that were outraged over Chase Bank explaining you should save a little money on coffee. And again, once again, all banks, celebrities, and politicians do is pick up on that agitation and then make proclamations to stay out in front of it. I'd say we're there.
Okay.
I'd say we're there.
I can support that argument. Speaking of big proclamations by companies and tweets, Chance the Rapper has more juice than maybe he even realized. Wendy's is bringing back their spicy chicken nuggets thanks to his tweet. We talked about this. This is all he wanted to manifest in his life. And then Amy Schumer tweeted back about workers' rights for the Wendy's employees. And Wendy listened to one of them. Wendy listened to Chance the Rapper. The popular item got pulled in 2017, and then when Chance the Rapper tweeted, positive affirmations today, I will have a good day. I will succeed. Wendy's will bring back spicy chicken nuggets at some point. Please, Lord, let it be today. Wendy's tweeted back, y'all keep asking, so here's your chance. The people in charge say if you can get this tweet to 2 million likes, they will bring back spicy chicken nuggets. Let's freaking do this. The tweet hit 2 million likes in one day. Wendy's confirmed it's coming back. They don't know when. They said soon.
Is y'all racist?
Southern.
It's regionalist, I'd say. I don't know, it seems Southern.
I'm just
And
saying,
Midwestern.
like, when you hear the politician go in front of the black church and they go, y'all, like, wherever
Yeah.
they
That's true,
are.
that's true.
I always feel like, do you say y'all? Like,
That's
come
true.
on, Joe Biden. You don't say y'all.
Come on, Wendy.
You don't say that. I don't know. I don't know where Wendy's is from. I don't know, whatever. I don't care, but I always
Wendy's
think,
pretty white. She's the whitest of all mascots.
She has
Maybe
freckles.
the Burger King, but
She's a
actually,
ginger.
Ronald McDonald's pretty white.
Yeah.
Nah, she is as white as they go.
Jesus, they're all white. Jack in the Box? Oh, my God.
It's so true. We need some people of color
They're all
as
super white.
mascots
Yeah.
for fast food places.
What color is a Hamburglar?
There's kind of the Popeyes lady, but she's not really a mascot.
No.
She just kind of talks
She's more like
plain
Flo
about
from
chicken.
Spokesperson, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Arby's has Ving Rhames. We up the meats.
Oh, that's him?
Yep.
They have a hat.
You're right, though. We need something made of fiberglass that we can order into at the front of color.
Yeah.
That's when we'll have arrived as a nation.
Gotcha.
All right.
Okay. Well, we've talked about white lung on this show. Adam, you've been talking about getting white lung for a long time. Kids getting white lung from the sunscreen. You are not that far off. According to new research from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the chemicals in sunscreen don't just sit on your skin. They are absorbed into your bloodstream. A study published Monday in a peer-reviewed medical journal found that several active ingredients in different sunscreens enter the bloodstream at levels that far exceed the FDA's recommended threshold.
Well, could it go any other way? We have our body is set up in such a way that you can apply things topically on your skin and they penetrate. So we've at least we're not covered in shrink wrap or Visqueen. It's like it
goes in.
It can get in.
Porous.
So I would
Comes in, goes out.
Yep.
I would assume that since that's how it goes, then if you're going to rub a bunch of stuff on you, there's a possibility that some of it may get into the groundwater, you know, your bloodstream.
Exactly.
And when I was talking about white lung, I'm just talking about
spraying.
These kids like by the pool, their arms are out like they're being patted down by the Gestapo, and their hands are right. And Mama's got the spray can, and she's doing it like she's tagging a freeway, you know, just
Coating them.
Yeah.
in a world where it's like, if somebody lit up a cigarette by that pool, a mom would jump from a tree
Shut the place
and
down.
land on him and roll him into the pool and drown him in the shallow end of the pool. But you have a thing of chemicals. It's a thing of chemicals. It didn't exist. It's not like grandma used the same stuff. It's not like, well, I've been using that same spray-on sunscreen for years and I'm fine. No. This is 10 minutes old and you're creating a fog of it in this kid's head and the kid's breathing. So obviously they're ingesting some of this that way.
Yep.
Now, you're talking about pushing it through the skin.
Topical.
I'm talking white lung from inhaling the
it.
stuff. And I'm using your own math, which is if third-hand smoke is a first-rate killer because it's trapped in the curtains of the upstairs apartment above yours and you have a young toddler, then I'll bet living in a fog of this stuff would mean that you would have to ingest it.
Yeah.
That's just me. And we're not meant for all of what we do. Most of the stuff, look, it's all it's all of Madison Avenue and all of Lever and all these companies. It's all based on scared mama. It's scare mama. She's got the checkbook. Scare her. She'll go to the store. She'll buy her shit. They'll apply it to the kid. She'll do anything for the kid, and she'll do anything if she's scared. And we're gonna tell her all about what this kid needs and what they need to apply and what they need to put on themselves and what they need to make themselves smell good and beautiful. And then we'll do all this. You're not wearing deodorant. And then we'll sell billions of dollars of junk to scared mama. That's what it is. It's 100% what this business is.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, you're right. And this might scare you, too, on the other hand, because, of course, they're saying that doesn't mean you should stop using sunscreen. However, researchers measured the concentration of 4 different active ingredients in the bloodstream, found that 3 remained in the bloodstream up to 7 days. 1 chemical showed up in the breast milk, and they said you hit your limit of having it in your body after 2 hours. So if you keep reapplying, it's just getting worse. And meanwhile, that chemical, the one that shows up in the breast milk, it's oxybenzone. That's also the one that scientists believe to be toxic to coral reefs. That's why Hawaii's banned that kind of sunscreen that contains it, because all the coral reefs are turning white instead of vibrant colorful.
Right. So all the folks that are talking about coral reefs or the environment or the ozone or anything are going to make a big statement. Oh, they aren't going to say shit. They don't care. Yeah. And by the way, this doesn't follow their theme. Their theme is we got to make sure there's no nuclear power plants built, not this shit being applied. They pick and choose. It's secondhand smoke and no nukes. You have the part where you rub the poison on your kids and they absorb it. Not interested.
Cool. No.
Not interested. That's what good moms do.
Right.
That's good bad. That's good bad stuff.
I would imagine, you guys would know this better than me, but I would imagine a lot of it I'm sure comes from scare tactics for sure, but I would imagine a lot of it comes from peer pressure and shaming your mommy friends.
Oh, well, that's part of the scare.
Yeah.
Look, they do kind of the scare meets love, and then society just kicks into overdrive. Every time I tell people I don't use shampoo, everybody goes, "Oh, it's so gross." And that would affect me if I didn't think you're a fucking imbecile and I was a genius and I knew everything. So if I had little cracks of doubt that we're entering, I would go, "Oh my God, everyone's doing something gross." Instead, I know everyone's fucking stupid, and so I just don't do it. But that's how it works. Most people aren't wired that way. Once everyone starts, when people start casting that eye upon them and they start judging them, then they cave and they do it.
Yep.
All right.
Great.
Sorry.
All right. Well, Netflix has announced its first original game show, and many people are really disturbed by it. It's called Flinch, and it seems to be a game where people receive electric shocks if they fail at a challenge. So somebody called it Fear Factor meets Hee Haw because it's in this little barn in Ireland. So it's filmed on a farm in Northern Ireland. Contestants must try to not flinch when loud air horns are blasted in their ears, paintballs are shot at them.
John McEnroe hosted a show like this. It was
he did?
It was your heart rate. It was in the,
you're strapped in that chair.
Was it called The Chair?
I remember that.
And like you could, there's like alligators and shit like underneath. You couldn't go over a certain heart rate.
But I'll show you. I'm going to show you guys the trailer. Maybe we can put it up. The trailer shows people sitting in a makeshift barn holding out these two rods inside of these metal circles. So if they flinch and the rod hits the circle, they get electrocuted.
Like an operation.
Yeah, exactly. And there's Jack in the Boxes. There's rats. There's all kinds of stuff. And like in the rat one, your finger will get snapped if you flinch from the rat. Social media reaction to the show has been overwhelmingly negative. People are calling it torture disguised as entertainment. I'm going to show you some of the trailer. Call your own out because I know you don't love this kind of thing, Adam, but it's pretty crazy.
Welcome to Flinch. You 8 players are about to have your bravery pushed to the max.
What the Flinches have consequences. A pain for you and a point for us.
The person who flinches the least will be crowned the winner. Are you ready?
No, not ready.
Let the games begin.
I'd be good at this game.
You'd be great.
Because once you tell me mathematically it's not going to happen, then I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't stand a chance at this game. So it's just all these little torture games and people freaking out. Again, I know you guys don't watch the show. It's very Black Mirror. It's very dystopian entertainment future.
Yeah, you do well at this game. Your low resting pulse would actually benefit you quite well.
Yeah.
Somebody talking.
I'm saying you should compete in this game. You should contact the producers and say, "I'm kind of made for this."
You said Piven's here?
No, it's not at all what I said. He may be here, but I'm saying.
Got to get the air horn again. Wake up, Adam.
Yeah. No, you can always tell how people are because if they're like a few people walking and a car backfires when it drives past you on the street, 3 people will jump and I won't move. But it's not me trying not to move. I'm not wired to jump.
Yeah.
And the people who do jump aren't trying to jump.
No.
It's reflexive. That's what happens. All right, Piven is here. I'm going to do a one-on-one with him in a sec. So why don't we do one more, and then we'll get to Piven, our one-on-one.
Okay. Well, for you Bumble users, men and women, there's an update coming to that dating app soon. Lewd pictures will come with a warning. So the company, it launches a female-focused dating app. Have you guys heard of Bumble?
No, what is Bumble?
Yes. But maybe it's something else.
There's Bumble and Bumble, the hair care product. But Bumble is like a...
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, right. It's a female...
I over-moisturize.
Yeah.
So I use too much conditioner. So that's the thing. So
I understand for your
But
choosing.
I use a leave-in.
Sure. You got to use a leave-in for your coarse hair.
I use a never-in.
Oh.
So I never fucking use that shit.
Seems drying.
Sorry, guys.
So this is a female-focused dating app. Women make the first move. It's sort of tilted to making women feel more comfortable.
You brought this up before.
Yes, I think
Bumble,
she has.
you brought up.
The dating app. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So they announced Wednesday that it plans to introduce a feature in June that uses artificial intelligence to flag dick pics that are sent through direct message because The ladies get inundated. Recipients from the images will be able to choose how to respond, view it, block it, report it, whatever. The image in question will be blurred, just as all images are when they're sent through private messages. And Bumble, this is great. Bumble also watermarks all the photo with the sender's image. So that's another attempt to hold people accountable for the things that they send. And there's apparently 20 million people worldwide on Bumble. So I think this will make a dent.
When you get a dick pic, do you always assume it's the person, or do we assume it's a stunt dick?
Ooh.
And what's in it for the person sending? Like, what's the best case scenario? What's the best outcome? Like,
there's a small-ish population of our men, in this society who want the maid to walk in when they're walking out of the shower.
50%.
It's about 50.
Yes.
No, it's a very small group, but they somehow find pleasure in that. And they find pleasure in you witnessing their dick, sort of whether you like it or not. And it's probably some dominion they have over you. Like, I control you because
you can't unsee this.
You've seen a picture of my dick. Not the same... That's sort of the same feeling.
Sorry, Brian. You couldn't get a clean job of that.
You know, when you meet,
I got an edit point.
That's like, I always say, when you meet guys who just date Asian women, it kind of says something like, they don't do a lot of talking, out of turn, you know what I mean? Like,
Submissive culture.
Yeah, like a lot of respect.
Gina's nodding feverishly.
It's kind of, it's a cousin of that. It's kind of a cousin of that guy.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't want a partner who doesn't really talk back, and I shouldn't feel like I have some dominion over you because you've seen a picture of my dick. But some guys feel like, all right, now I'm in charge, or I get a rush out of it or something. Right. It's a small group, but they're out there.
They're there. And I think that it's going to make a difference when you watermark somebody's face over a picture of their dick.
Yes.
So good on you, Bumble.
The thing about the dick pic is you have to light it correctly. And you also have to get a little blood going, but you can't. It's the same thing with the dick pic. It's the same thing all actors do when they're doing a scene where they're getting out of bed and their shirt's off. Before the alarm clock rings in the scene, they do 25 push-ups by the side of the bed, and then they grab that rubber band stretchy thing and do a bunch of curls, and then they lay down in bed like, what time is it? We can't see you doing the curls, but you got to pull off a few push-ups before the picture.
Oh, sure.
But you got to take a picture like, it's just my dick just hanging there.
I only wear this one, I don't care how I look.
Right.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a public service announcement.
Get it to the leather face, people. All right. It's a vestige of my high school ceramics majoring. It's like there was clay when it was soft, and then there was clay when it was pulled out of the kiln. And then there's what they called the leather phase, where it was like starting.
That's where that's from?
It was starting to dry a little bit. You could still move it a little bit, but it's kind of in between the soft and the hard.
Yeah? I didn't know that's where that was
from. It was just called leather. And I used to tell my buddies all the time, like, you got a boner? I got leather. I'm getting there. Stop talking. I'll get there. Right now I'm in the leather phase.
Huh. The featured comic.
Later I'll tell you about extruding. All right.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Leatherface.
Leatherface. All right.
I'm Gina Grad, and that's the news.
Gina Grad. That was the news with Gina Grad.